This week on Library Beat, Karen and I tell all about the latest and greatest celebrity bios. Stay tuned while we dish the dirt. Karen?
Greg?
Good morning. We have an exciting topic today. We are going to talk about celebrity biographies.
Yes, and some of them are saucy.
Some of them are saucy and some of them are celebrity memoirs or autobiographies. What is it about celebrity biographies that makes them so popular?
They throw the dirt.
They do.
They're dirt throwing.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them are. Some of them are not.
Yeah, because inquiring minds want to know.
Yes.
I see you have actually done your homework and you have a list. I was planning on just winging it, but I'm impressed that you did your homework. Celebrity biographies are always popular around here. It seems like no matter what it is, we need to buy at least a couple of copies because people just want to know about their celebs. We've had a book club in the past called Dead Celebs.
Well, that went over well,
which
yes.
is one of my favorites,
Yes.
where we read some celebrity biographies, but they had to be dead
They had to be dead. That was
to
a
be
requirement. Yes.
a dead celeb. So we might talk about some dead celebs today, but we're also going to talk about some of the most popular ones right now.
Yes.
What are some of the most popular ones right now?
Right now, right this minute, I think Britney Spears is up there.
Mm-hmm.
She,
The Woman in Me.
The Woman in Me. She told some stuff on Justin Timberlake, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on hold for that. We have that one. I'm on hold for it.
Yeah, we have that. And we also have the audiobook, which I heard is really good. That actress Michelle Williams reads
Oh,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she's supposed to do really good Justin Timberlake voices and things like that, which makes it even more entertaining. So that's one to look forward to.
Barbara Streisand, I saw that we got that one. Mm-hmm. Not so interested in that one. It's a real thick book. Lots of pictures, though. I looked at the pictures.
It's a thick book because she's been around forever.
Yeah.
So she's got lots of stories to tell. And she's never, she has kind of a reputation of being a little bit private.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't just dish it all the time. But maybe now she's just going to dish all of it.
Yes, at one time before she dies.
Right. So she's, what, in her 80s maybe?
When she came out in the 60s, she kind of has
She
to
was
be close
pretty,
to
she was
it.
pretty young when she started. I actually read a pretty interesting book a few years ago about just her early years, like just starting. And when she was a teenager, she was extremely ambitious. And that was pretty interesting.
So that's a new one that we have. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, the Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada,
Worthy.
Yes, that one. Does she talk about the slap?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
I think she would probably have to talk about the slap, or she wouldn't have gotten a book contract. Or she might.
She might.
Anyway.
I know I've seen some things about it, about something about Tupac. Evidently, he's in there somehow.
Well, apparently, from the little bits I've gotten here and there, she and Will have actually been broken up for quite a while, and they are still married, I think, right?
Yes, but separated. Married, but separated.
Married but separated. So that's something, if you want to know more about, you read Worthy.
Yes, and I think I read somewhere where she was surprised about the slap when he said "my wife," leave my wife alone.
Yeah.
But that's one that has gotten a lot of press.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else?
I can see your list from here. This one has died down a little bit now, but it was the hottest book this last year, Prince Harry.
and Spare.
Spare, yes.
I just couldn't. I am Team William. So
And Kate.
and Kate, I'm Will and Kate, but Spare. Yeah, I mean, when we got it, we had like 10 copies, and they were all checked out. Mm-hmm. That was a popular one at the beginning of the year. It has calmed down some.
Yeah, so if you didn't read it when it first came out and you still want to get a copy, we probably have one
We have
available
some, yes.
now.
We have some available.
I started listening to the audiobook of it, and I am not super crazy about Harry and Meghan once they decided that their entire life was going to be just whining about...
The Royals,
Right.
Will and Kate in particular.
Right. But apparently Harry did something smart and got a really good ghostwriter. And he makes the story fairly...
Interesting.
Interesting, yeah. So that's, if you are a celebrity, if you're listening to our podcast and you plan to spill all the dirt, get a good ghostwriter.
Yes, don't try to do it yourself.
Right.
Spare has been so popular, but I haven't heard from them lately. They haven't been in the news like they were during the famous New York car chase.
They had that high-speed chase,
The high-speed
and then
chase.
things have kind of calmed down. So.
Yes. We also have some others. Paris Hilton came out with one at the beginning of the year. Don't know a lot about Paris Hilton other than she's wealthy.
Right.
Pamela Anderson, 80s star, or was it in the 90s? 90s, I guess.
90s
Baywatch.
Baywatch, yeah. She's had sort of a reevaluation, I guess, because people thought of her as kind of like just a bimbo.
Right.
But then there was that series about
Tommy-
Pammy and Tommy Lee,
Yeah.
where she was definitely the more sympathetic character in
yes.
that relationship. So I don't want to say that she's not just a bimbo. Maybe she is, but she's written a book.
She has written a book, so that was fairly popular.
Yeah.
We've had a couple from the Duggar Girls. I know there's one out right now, and I can't remember the name of it.
Counting the Cost.
Counting the Cost. And then, is that Ginger? Ginger had one at the beginning of the year.
Is Ginger or Jill? Is there one called Jill?
I think there's one called Jill. So
Yeah.
there's been, there was that miniseries or whatever it was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And got people talking.
That was good.
Yes, I think we watched that as a group. But I know Becoming Free was at the beginning of the year.
I think that's Ginger.
That's
I
Ginger. No,
could
that
have
is
this
Ginger.
wrong.
That
Okay.
I can't pronounce her new last name.
Yeah.
But now there's one counting. What is it?
Counting the Cost.
Counting the Cost that's come out.
How many Duggar children are there? So how many potential tell-all books could
And
there
they're
be?
like 28, 29. I think there's like 20, 21. I don't
So
know.
there could be a lot of Duggar books coming out
Right.
in the future.
Yes, in the future.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many children there are.
A bunch.
A bunch. Page Boy, Elliot Page.
Yeah.
I haven't read that one.
I have not either.
I was looking at the list of best books for 2023, and that one kept coming up on every list.
We do have that one.
Yes, we do. I was trying to make sure we had all of the ones we're going to talk about. Richard Grant, actor.
English actor.
English
He was
actor.
in some of the
Like Love?
Harry Potter
Was
movies,
he?
wasn't he?
I haven't seen Harry Potter.
I've seen a little bit of it. He's funny. The funniest movie I've seen with him was called Withnail and I, sort of a cult classic comedy.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
But his book is Pocket Full of Happiness, as we all should have.
it's a good title.
We've got a couple that are coming out that we haven't got yet. Making It So by Patrick Stewart.
Oh,
I
that
like
should
to
be
read
good.
that. I like him.
Yeah.
Also, my favorite, Willie Nelson, one of my top favorites. He has a book coming out. He's 90 years old.
I think it's a book of his song lyrics
Yeah.
where he talks about his songs, which should be pretty good because he's a really good songwriter.
Yes, he's one of the best.
Right.
He's had several books come out.
His sister wrote a book too, didn't she?
They wrote a book together and it was very good. A few years ago, she died about 2 or 3 years ago, but it was very good. I did enjoy that one. Bobby Nelson, how they were left with their grandparents for the grandparents to raise. They were raised by their grandparents.
Yeah.
Henry Winkler, if you remember
The
that,
Fonz.
the Fonz has a book coming out that we have. It's in our system. You can place it on hold. We just haven't got it yet.
I think it's called Being Henry.
Being Henry, not
Right.
being the Fonz.
Right.
But if you remember that.
Yeah.
And Henry Winkler has written some children's books as
didn't
well.
know that.
Yes. And there's another one coming out. I forgot what it was. Maybe I got them all that we haven't got in our system yet, or that we are in our system, but we just don't have in the library yet. We have another one, Lucinda Williams, Arkansas girl. Was she born in Arkansas?
Well, I don't know if she was born in Arkansas, but her dad taught up at Fayetteville. So her dad was a poet,
Yes.
Merle Williams.
Merle Williams.
So Lucinda, I bet she's got some stories to tell.
Yeah,
'cause
some-
she's, I think, maybe got a little bit rowdy here and there, and
Probably so. We have hers. Don't Tell Anyone What I Told You is the title of her book.
okay.
And then let's see. Oh, Laura Dern and her mother wrote a book
Oh,
called
did they?
Honey Baby Mine.
Oh, that's a good title.
It looks so cute.
Yeah,
And then, of course, George Jones' wife. We talked about George and Tammy a few podcasts ago,
we sure did.
but we have George's last wife,
Nancy.
wrote a book called Playing Possum. And so we have that. I'm on hold for it, so you can get on hold for it.
That should be good because he credited her with really straightening him out.
Yes.
He probably wouldn't have lasted as long as he did if Nancy
Correct.
hadn't come along.
Because he was about to tip that bucket
Mm-hmm.
when she came along. So that should be a good book.
There's one coming out about Elvis and the Colonel that I'm curious about.
Really?
It's supposed to sort of do a deep dive into that relationship, and apparently has a different point of view on how things work between Elvis
The Colonel.
and the Colonel. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Well, a
I think
movie
it comes
came
out
out.
later this month.
Come out about Priscilla, didn't it? Didn't a movie?
Yeah, there's a new movie about Priscilla that's supposedly based on Priscilla's book. What was her book called?
I have no
Elvis
idea.
and Me.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's gotten really good reviews. Sofia Coppola, I think, directed that.
Ooh.
And the only weird thing is that the Elvis is like 6'6", so that's a little strange.
Well, in George and Tammy, George was about 6.
Right,
The person that betrayed him. So can't get it perfect all the time.
Yeah. Are there any classic celebrity bios? We've covered some of the brand new ones. Are there any classics that come to mind that you've read through the years that
Oh, I love biographies. I've read so many.
I know? Well, one of my favorites is Kitty Kelly.
Oh yeah, Kitty Kelly. She did one on my Frank.
She did Frank. She did
And
Nancy,
Nancy
Reagan.
Reagan.
She did one on the Bushes. Oprah. I think she did one on Jackie.
Yes, Jackie. I
O,
think. Yeah.
Jackie K.O. So she was really good at finding that dirt. It might not all been true, but
but
didn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. It sold books.
Right.
I don't really. I guess I have a favorite biography. I do like Maya Angelou's "I Know Why the Cage Birds Sing."
That was very good. We did that in book club. We also did Coal Miner's Daughter, which was fun
Yes.
to reread.
That is a good one. Poor Loretti.
Yeah.
But I don't have a favorite biography.
Yeah.
I hadn't even really thought about that. I have favorite books, fiction books, but I don't have a favorite biography.
Well, we can come back to that some other. How about Man in Black?
I have read that several times. That is, Johnny Cash's book came out in the mid '70s. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I think he may have painted himself a little bit nicer than he actually was, but it's okay. I do love me some Johnny.
Yeah. Sometimes they are a little self-serving.
Yes.
It depends. Some of them will just kind of tell it like it is, but then maybe they have kind of a twisted view of how
Of
things
themselves.
really are.
Yeah.
I think part of being a celebrity is having a lot of yes people around you, so you might not have
Know that you're not nice.
right. Yeah.
You don't realize that.
There was one of the most famous ones is probably "Mommy Dearest."
Oh, yeah, we quote that all the time.
Yeah.
The Joan Crawford. I bet that's going out of print. I wish do we have the movie?
I believe we do. Yes.
I saw the movie Downtown many, many years ago.
Yep.
Mommy Dearest, we quote that all the time.
What celebrity would you like to read a book about that maybe hadn't written one yet? How about Bob Newhart? Has he written a book?
He has written a book, and we can't get it on audio
Oh,
or downloadable audio.
Right.
Yes, Bob Newhart has written a book. I wish he'd write another one. I love me some Bob too. I don't know.
yeah.
That's a hard question. It seems like either they've written an autobiography or somebody's written about them
Right.
that I like.
Well, I think we've covered a pretty good list there for our listeners. If you want the latest scoop on any of these famous celebrity people,
Or Justin Timberlake.
or Justin Timberlake, he'll probably write one too.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've covered it. Karen, is there anything else?
No, I think we had a good list of biographies. We also have a lot of biography DVDs
Yeah.
from A&E Biography and other places, and a lot of the fictional movies like Walk the Line, which I cannot stand. George and Tammy, we have that now if you want to get on hold for that.
Yep.
So
All right. Well, thanks for listening.